Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to another morning breakthrough with Coco, helping you undo so God can do. Let us be thankful for another day, not promised, but indeed graciously granted. Y'all, we have gotten down to the last week of not only this teaching series or this 31 ways of being accelerated into purpose, but we are pretty much in countdown mode to the new year 2021. So this is countdown day 4. We are 4 days away from a new year. I have enjoyed sharing different ways that you can be accelerated into purpose. And we actually did 4 weeks of it on 4 different topics. So today I'm just going to be, or this week will be a recap of those 4 topics. So today is the spiritual acceleration recap of how you can be accelerated into purpose from a spiritual aspect. I remember when we first started this, I shared how be accelerated into purpose, how the name came into play, how my brand name, the Purpose Accelerator, came into play. And it was actually inspired from a sermon by Pastor John Gray. He did a sermon called The Speed of Purpose. And he talked about how John was the purpose or accelerator or paved the way, so to speak, for Jesus to step on the scene. And so, what all it means for me as a business individual, as a parallelpreneur, as an entrepreneur, is my goal is to help others to push, provoke, and catapult others into their next level of divine greatness. That means challenging you through coaching sessions or and asking questions of how you can think different, helping you think differently, helping you get outside of old thinking patterns. You know, a lot of times we get stuck in certain beliefs because that's what we were taught. But as we've grown, many of you know yourselves that a lot of times what we were taught um, is not valid. And not because it was intentional, but our parents taught us what they knew, but we've got so much information at our hand that now we are able to discern, okay, that wasn't completely right. So let me look at this from a different perspective. But anyway, I shared how that sermon, Speed of Purpose, was the catalyst to me forming Be Accelerated into Purpose, and where the name The Purpose Accelerated came into play. My goal as a coach, even as an author and a teacher, is to help push you beyond where you are, to provoke you, to challenge you to think outside of the box, to think, to take on a different perspective of how you can look, how you look at other people, how you see yourself, how you move forward, how to look at different ideas or different, or even how to look at problems as opportunities. So and then catapult you, because here's the thing: once you get out of that stinking thinking mode, once you get out of yourself, which is some things that we talked about in other weeks, once you get out from other under the expectations or the labels that other people have put on you, then you see how doors open. And that was something that I experienced myself. You know, I'm not only teaching others or helping others be accelerated into purpose, I've been accelerated into purpose myself, even still now. One of the things that I'm excited about is being in the Ready, Set, Go, Speak membership group under Miss Pam Perry. I had never heard of her before, but I was attending an online conference not this past weekend, but the weekend before, I believe, and just happened to come up on her name. I think it was Brian Oates. He's, for those of you who don't know, he's over the Black Speaker Network, and he was on the cover of Speakers Magazine, which is what she hosts, or it is. That's one of her babies, or her that's her magazine. But I saw something about it, and I was looking for publishing something to help me be a better publisher also, and I came across her info and sign up for that. So I am, you know, even still being accelerated into purpose as well, so that I can better help you as better help the clients that I work with. So that was the day one. You know, I just kind of rambled on a little bit, but that was where the name came from. It wasn't just something that just came off the top of my head. No, it was truly inspired. And that's what I know and feel and believe that I am here to do, to help push others into their next level of divine greatness. So after that, we talked about understanding purpose. And here's the key or the thing to purpose. And I forget who I first heard this from, but we're all here to serve others. We're all here to serve somebody, some group of people in some shape, form, or fashion. Where the question, I believe, or the misunderstanding or the confusion may come in is how to serve, but not only how, who. So we're here to serve. That's our purpose. We're here to serve. But who we serve and how we serve is the question. So God has gifted us or ingrained in us different gifts, talents, and skills for us to use to bless others, to pour into others, to give to others. So one of the things that you can do that I've done for many, many years now that may help you in determining your gifts and skills and talents that you may not even be aware of, and that is to take a spiritual gifts assessment. And you can Google that and it'll come up with so many kinds, and just choose, kind of gauge which one to do. There are some with as little as 10 to 30 questions, and some as with 108 or more questions. So, you just kind of gauge it and decide which one you want to take. But that's a good way, not a sole answer, so to speak, but it's a good way to gauge the direction that you might be leaning towards as far as your gifts, skills, and talents. And it also tells you what type of areas or even what types of jobs that those gifts are most qualified for. So understanding your purpose. So also, as far as the who you're called to serve, consider some things that consider your own personal experiences. Consider things that you dealt with, that you had to overcome. One of the things that I shared, and I've shared this before in other broadcasts or shows, is how I was listening to Dr. Matthew Stevenson, and he was talking about what is it that God has burdened your heart for. So consider who he has burdened your heart for. Maybe he's burdened your heart for women, for single mothers, for women in business, for men struggling with different issues. Maybe he's burdened your heart for kids, for adopted kids, for different types of people. And you would notice that who he's burdened your heart for, 9 times out of 10 is because it's something that you have also endured yourself. So sometimes we can find our passion or our purpose through the pain that we have also gone through. So understanding your purpose. You're here to serve, but who and how? And then once you actually figure out that who, then write down the details about it. When you start getting into different, this is something that I just picked up, and some of you know as well in the entrepreneur world. When you decide, or when you get the notion of who it is that God has called you to serve, write everything down about that person: the demographic, sex, gender, race, age, the issues they deal with, and write pain points. With those pain points, that's how you will begin to pour into and reach those people that you are called to serve. So understanding purpose. Then we talked about from faith to faith. A lot of times, some of us are not actually walking in our purpose because we've gotten stuck, because we fear what other people would think. We fear that we're not qualified enough, and that couldn't be so further from the truth. But the thing about faith to faith is this is all a process. It's not something that happens overnight. One of the things that I talked about was how when we understanding our purpose, then it's a matter of asking God, okay, Lord, I know I'm here to serve. I have these gifts and these skills. I have, you've put these people on my heart. What is it now that you want to do? Or Lord, have your way with me. So it takes one level of faith to finally say, God, use me, and I will, to say to God that you are usable. Is one level of faith to say, have your way with me. Is one level of faith to say, Lord, lead me and I'll go. Once God speaks to you, then that takes you up another level to now, okay, I just heard God speak. So now I am accepting the assignment that He has given me. That's another level of faith. Then the next level of faith comes with, now I have to go out and do what He has called me to do, serve who He's called me to serve. And in some cases, who He's called you to serve may not be who you thought it would be, or may not be who you want to serve, or it may be in a way that you're not comfortable with. So for faith to faith is not just is going beyond or going from one level of, yes, Lord, lead me and I'll go, to, okay, Lord, I hear your instructions, to, okay, Lord, I will be obedient. From faith to faith, it takes one level of faith one level of faith for, as you up level, or as you move up, as you change dimensions in your journey. Then lastly, we talked about the power of fasting and praying. One thing that you want to be careful of, or another thing that will truly, knowing this from personal experience and just from working with other people or talking to other people, fasting and praying is truly one of the great ways that will help you accelerate into your purpose. When you're unclear about something, when you're unsure about something, when you are wanting to do the right things, you've been doing it your way for so long, and now it's like, okay, Lord, I've been spinning my wheels, nothing's happening, nothing's getting done. I still don't know what my purpose is. I still don't know what I'm here. Or Lord, I know this is what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know how. I don't know who my people are. Fasting and praying is key to you excelling into your purpose, because it is where you put aside those things that you would normally go to and instead go to God. So where maybe you would normally go to food, maybe where you would normally go to shopping, maybe where you would normally go to someone else, maybe where you would normally go to some addictive behavior, or maybe you would only go to this. The thing that you would normally go to, now replace that with God and go to Him instead. Seek Him for instruction. Seek Him for clarification. And one of the things I've shared was, make a list when you begin your fasting and praying. Make a list of what it is that you want clarity on. I remember when I did it in January earlier of this year, and I made a list. I was wanting to know about the church that I was supposed to be a part of, whether to relocate, about my job, about my business, who to connect with. And He answered and gave me instructions on what to do. So this year for me has truly been a season of preparing, so that some things can manifest next year. So again, fasting and praying, and you don't have to wait for corporate prayer. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you, hey, y'all, let's do prayer and we're only going to do this. No, you can dictate and control and command your own fasting and praying. Maybe food is what we normally fast from, but maybe food is not the thing that you go to. Again, I just listed the things that some of us depend on before we go to God. Consider what it is that you usually go to first before you go to God. Let that go and put God in that place and pray and fast and wait for the answer. And one of the things that I've shared was how when you're fasting and you're praying, maybe you want to do it for 2 days or 3 days, but what if God hasn't answered you? Then continue to fast. You on your own time. This is not corporate. This is you and God. You know what you need. You know how desperate you are for His answers. If you feel like you haven't got an answer at all, or maybe you're waiting on specific answer, even if you have a list, then continue to fast. Continue to sit before Him. So that is just a quick recap of what we talked about that first week for spiritual acceleration, how you can be accelerated into purpose from a spiritual aspect. Understand your purpose. Be okay with moving from faith to faith. Learn what it means to move from faith to faith for you. And then fast and pray. Seek God for answers because He has the blueprint of your life. Read your Bible. Find someone reputable to listen to that will feed your spirit, not with just cliches and anecdotes, but with actually His word, His truth, so that something that you can listen to and then go back to and read the full context of it. Okay, so those are my nuggets for this morning. Thank you for tuning in to another Morning Breakthrough with Coco. I am the Purpose Accelerator, here to push, provoke, and catapult you into your next level of divine greatness. Have an awesome Monday, y'all. Be safe, stay safe, and remember to be a blessing to someone else. Thank you.